What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Week 13 in the books. Pretty good week, not too bad. 345 for 5, safety squat bar. I wrote that it wasn't too bad, pretty heavy. 185 for 3, I think it was board press. Did not film that one, but I think it went good. It was fine. 335 by 4 RDL felt good, but there was some pain in my right glute, not my left glute. I will get to that here in a moment. Some unfortunate circumstances happening right now. Get to that later. 490 single pause deadlifts. That was easy money. 190 by 3, 303. Not the band, but the tempo. Bench press. That was awkward, very very strange. Like the tempo down was fine, but then like not pausing and then like reversing and going up on a 3 count was very strange. Definitely gonna take us a little bit getting used to, but that went fine. No shoulder pain. And then 155 for 5 reverse lunge. Did not film that one. Didn't really know what my top set was gonna be, and then I was doing 155 and I'm like, this is good enough. So I just called that my top set. 370 for 3 high bar squat went pretty good. 195 for 3 comp bench went good. And 515 for 3 deadlift went good, except for the right glute pain. Well, I'll mention shoulder felt great. I benched yesterday on the board press, absolutely zero pain. Shoulder's feeling awesome. Left glute is in control. Left glute is the left glute is the one we've been having problems with for over a freaking year and a half now. And now, just last week, I am having the exact same symptoms now in my right glute. So I am freaking not happy about that. I like to the point where I had to roll it out between every single set last Saturday. I can't remember if last Thursday I did, but then yesterday I did RDLs, worked up to 340 for 4, and I'm like, probably shouldn't have done that. It was fine, but I had to roll it out between like workup sets to get to that 340, and I just totally just like cashed it. I'm like, I'm not doing the back offs. I need to try and rest it and see if I can come back tomorrow with it feeling better. I will say, like, sitting at work and stuff, it's uncomfortable. Doesn't feel great. Feels like, just sitting at work, there is a pain in the right glute. There is no pain in my left glute because, like I said, that one's under control. But now we're on to the right glute. So I'm like, what in the heck? So same exact symptoms. It seems like it's piriformis again. I'm like, did a bunch of research online last night and today, and I'm pretty positive it's piriformis syndrome. It has, like, Squat University has an article about it. I have all of the symptoms of piriformis syndrome, where it's like in pain when you sit for long periods of time, a very, very deep pain in your piriformis, that's your glute, other symptoms like that, pain under load, things like that. So yeah, at least I know how to make it feel better. Rolling it out, stretching it has seemed to help manage the pain over the last year and a half on the left side. So I assume it'll do the same with the right side. But it is frustrating because, I mean, if this started on the right side, I don't know. This left one's been going on for a year and a half nonstop. So it's like, I just feel like it's probably going to be a lifelong thing that I have to deal with. Kind of like Bryce's hip issue. Where am I going with this? So anyways, that kind of sucks. A couple things I want to do. So I have goal weights that I try and do every week. 550 was what I wanted to deadlift on Saturday. I backed that down to 515. Because I know this injury quite well, and what really aggravates it more than anything is like really heavy weights, like really heavy singles and stuff. So just gonna back that down a little bit and kind of ramp back up. That's pretty much the exact same thing I did. I actually found because I have an Excel file on my laptop, that I have tracked all my top sets on. And I went all the way back to before I hit my first 600 deadlift in a meet. And it was 5 weeks out. Was when the left glute started hurting. This is a year and a half ago. And I looked back, I took 2 weeks off, and then I had lowered the estimated 1 rep max like 30 or 40 pounds, and then increased it 10 pounds a week. And then we hit that 600 at the meet. So not going to take that 2 weeks off this time, but I am going to lower my estimated 1 rep max down 35 pounds. Instead of doing 550 Saturday, I'm going to try and do 515. If I got to go lower than that, that's totally fine. And then I'm going to try and kind of ramp it back up 10 pounds a week. Yeah, I kind of have a ish plan in my head. Hopefully that helps. Had a couple other suggestions maybe. I was wondering if for RDLs, so I don't do anything freaking stupid, because I'll do something stupid, if we could take off the top set for RDLs and just have it be 3 back off sets at RPE 6. Just super light. Maybe you could even put in the weights for me, or else I'm going to do something freaking stupid like I did on yesterday and work out, because I knew I shouldn't have. But again, I just went in and threw on 340. And it's like, it didn't do too much damage, but that's just dumb. So RDL wise, see what your thoughts, what are your thoughts on that? I was thinking take off the top set, just do back off sets at RPE 6, super light. And then we'll see how reverse lunges go tomorrow. Those really attack the glutes. So if it's at all feeling I might skip them. Because I want to see, because I'm going to comp deadlift Saturday for sure. So I kind of want to see if I don't do anything for a workout, if that helps or if that doesn't help at all. I don't know. Who knows? I do know that when I had that 6 weeks off due to COVID, I did nothing as far as rolling out and stretching to my glute, thinking that maybe that would help. Maybe I was aggravating it by stretching it and rolling it out. And I just did hip circle stuff to try and strengthen my piriformis. And I remember coming back after that in tons of pain. So I do know that stretching it and rolling it does help. I do know that. And I also do know, because I started doing a little bit more hip circle warm-up work before doing my barbell work, and that's helped a lot too. So I do know the hip circle, with the combination of the hip circle and rolling out and stretching it to a reasonable amount, does help. Now, did a lot of research trying to look up piriformis syndrome, trying to find different things. Most of the things that I found are exactly what I'm doing, because I've been doing this research for a long time now. But I did find a new YouTube video that said something that kind of made sense to me, and I'm gonna try it. So this guy, he was like a PT or a chiro or something, a pretty jacked guy too. You could tell he actually lifts. Said that he has a lot of clients that come in, complain of this piriformis syndrome, and it's been going on for months to years, just like me. He describes all the symptoms, just like me. He said what helps them is, so the piriformis, so what he sees in his patients is the internal rotators of the hip are tight, and it's like causing, so let me get up here. It's causing the pelvis to shift this way, and that piriformis muscle is like constantly stretched. And so he said you can do all the stretch, like if it's stretched and then I'm stretching it and rolling it, that's not really going to do. He said it can provide relief, short-term relief, but not long-term, like fixing it. And that's what I've seen. Like I've been doing the stretching and the rolling, and yes, it provides relief, but man, I've been doing the stretching and the rolling for a freaking year and a half, and it's still not fixed. So his thought is, and it makes sense in my head that so he put it down to 3 muscles: the TFS, which is right here, the glute medius, which is like the side of your glute here. So what glute med, TFS, and then adductors are tight and pulling your hips forward, pulling that piriformis, and you need to open up the internal rotators of the hip so that like the hip can go back or something, it kind of makes sense in my head. So anyways, he gave he was doing a YouTube video about rolling out the TFS, rolling out the glute med, rolling out the adductors, and then he gave a stretch for the TFS, a stretch for the glute medius, and a stretch for the adductors. So I'm going to throw that into my nightly routine. It can't hurt anything. I mean, it's just a bunch of internal hip musculature, mobility, and stretching. So it's not like it's going to hurt anything, along with continuing to stretch and roll my glutes, because I do know that helps. I'm not really in a position right now, I don't think, to not do that, because if I stop doing that and it gets worse, 4 or 5 weeks down the road or something, it gets really bad, and then it's like I'm 7 weeks out from the meet. It's like I'm going to continue to do what I do know works, but I'm going to add these internal rotator mobility stretches. Maybe that'll help. I don't freaking know, but I am so freaking fed up with this. I was fed up with it, my left glute, now my damn right glute. So, golly, man, just cannot catch a stinking break. Yeah, but I will say this. So let me back up though. Big picture. The pain in my right glute is not bad enough where I cannot lift. It is not bad enough where I couldn't do a meet. It's not bad enough where I'd have to take a token deadlift. And honestly, it only really affects me on deadlifts. So it's definitely to the point right now where if I need to push it, I can still push it. I'm just, again, trying to be conservative, trying to be cautious, and not allow this to become any worse or to the point where I can't deadlift. So just trying to be proactive rather than just push through and not do anything about it. And then next thing I know, I'm 6 weeks out and I can't even deadlift because I'm in so much pain. Because I know that's what happened with I freaking remember it's exactly what happened with my left glute. Was it became, I ignored the pain for 4, 5, 6 weeks, something like that. And then all of a sudden I came to the point where I couldn't even do the bar. I couldn't even bend down to pick up the bar without extreme pain in my glute. So trying to avoid that. So yeah, this is real fun. Pissing me off though. So let me know your thoughts on that. We will get through though. I know how to manage this, luckily. So that's good. Yeah. Man. All right. Anyways, that's all I got, man. Hope you're doing well. Peace.